Hey, Spuddies, Potatomcwhiskey here, and welcome to Slipways. Slipways is a pretty interesting game. It's kind of like a 4X game, but you are it's like condensed into just an hour of gameplay. We're just going to do a standard run. We actually can't do any of the kinds, because this is my very first time actually playing the game, and I'll just say, reasonable difficulty level. And this is the sector of the galaxy we're starting in. We're basically an intergalactic governor trying to set up like a new frontier, kind of a colony, quite so much more of like a little, system. We could choose between a few different council members. But I think it's more interesting if we just random. So we're just going to random. We get these guys. I forget what these guys are called. These are the Bakar. They are more sort of mining, energy, expediency. These are the Vittori. They're very science, knowledge, and transcendence based. These are the Euphorians, who are wealth, trade, and efficiency based. Then we have the Dender, who are more like life, adaptation, and well-being. And then we have the Sylphid, who are all about productivity. So I'll click the random button again just for the sake of it. And these guys, I wish it would have had their name here because I can never remember them. We can pick perks. We can get 2 perks from each of these guys, and they also give us access to technology. I'm not going to worry about the technology right now because I'm in the discovery phase. But every time two-way trade between a new pair of planets is established, you receive 8 credits. That seems okay. I like money. Planets receiving goods, I think those little boxes are goods, receive 35% more income. When you deliver minerals, you gain money, or 20% of the empty signals become asteroids, increases the value of exploited asteroids by 30%. But we also have food synth on Forge World, so if we put algae and water, we'll get food on Forge Worlds. That's kind of cool. And then they also have growth. Plants producing people or food pay no upkeep. I like the idea of maybe going for an income-based build, so we'll go miners and reciprocity, and we'll go ahead and get started. So once you load into the game, you're greeted with the galaxy, and I believe if I left click, is it right click? I forget how to scan. There is a way. If I click and drag, I can kind of like try to scan the world. Oh, I don't like how that bounces actually. I think there's an option to have stable probes. So I'll do this, and I can actually hit a bunch of planets at once here. So let's explore this area. And we've revealed quite a few things. The first one is a mineral world that can turn people into food, or well, workers into food. The ice ball has no actions. Then we have a ocean that can turn minerals and food into people. And then we have the primordial world that can turn this. So I'm seeing a trade route kind of already form here. If I establish a route between these 2 planets, this planet will use people to produce minerals, and this planet will use minerals to produce people. So that will actually be a pretty good start. So I'll start producing people. I'll drag it over here. I'll colonize this world, and then I'll establish a trade route between these 2 planets, like so. And that will make these planets a little bit happier. They're now established, at least this one is established, which means it's not quite generating at its full capacity. And if we now provide it with water, we'll actually get another mineral out of this. Whereas this planet is still struggling because it's missing food. And because it's struggling, it's going to bring us a little bit of unhappiness. It also has unemployment, which is obviously not good. But I think that's a good opening move, to sort of give you an example. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a bit of time, now that we're earning cash and losing a bit of happiness, I'm going to spend a bit of time like scanning the universe, trying to find new sort of trade routes and stuff. So this planet can produce algae and water. You could use algae to produce food. Okay, so I'm starting to see the trade link that could happen here. The question is, do you have somewhere you could send water? Yeah, I could send water over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I will colonize this. Is this what I want to do? Yeah, I'll colonize this world for algae and water, and then I'll establish a trade route here that will make this planet a bit better established. And then I'll colonize this planet to produce food, drag a trade route there, and then I'll drag a trade route between this planet and this planet. And now I have a planet here that's actually well established. So now it just needs goods, and it will actually, upgrade and be a stronger planet. But the unfortunate thing is you can't actually build trade routes through your own slipways. So while this is a good little configuration of planets, and it's actually stabilized my happiness and my income, it is, not perfect. Because a couple of these planets are actually generating just a little bit of unhappiness, if I recall correctly. Actually, no, this all worked out really nicely for me. So we can also do some tasks for our council members. Now, they want me to establish new trade routes for 6 different resources. They want me to increase the total production of ore by 5. And they want me to increase my population production by 5. Well, let's postpone this and do a little bit of scanning. And by doing a little bit of scanning, we'll have a better idea of what we can actually achieve in this galaxy. Now this, by scanning, we are sort of advancing the timeline, which means it's taking up an action. You know, it's already the 2nd year. And something I'd like to do is to actually build a laboratory and maybe study a resource, like for example minerals. That would maybe be a move I really like. I can't quite hit all of those. So let's have a look around, see if there's something I could choose. Well, there's minerals there. I could get population over here and then put a research station in between these planets. So let's establish this planet, immediately send a population to it, and now we have surplus minerals. This is an established world, so it's not generating any unhappiness. So if I were to put a laboratory in between these, I could start generating science. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the increased total production and increased population. So those will be things we'll work on. So I'm going to put well, first I want to scan. I think that's the right move. More information is good. Okay, so we have another mineral planet over here, and we have another place that can produce population. Do we have somewhere that we could get food? This can produce food, but I would need robots. Robots can come from here with minerals, and so yeah, I think I can get this all to work out for me. So what I'll do is, well, let me see. How do I get minerals to here? Let's see. Right, so you produce food. You use food to produce population. So if I do something like this, right? I produce robots. I use this to produce food, and I use this. I've got a little bit of a problem. My slipways are kind of going to get in the way. See the way they're crossing? So my plan was to bring minerals to this planet, get robots, bring robots to here, get food, bring food to here, get people, use people to generate minerals, and then place a science station in here and hit it with all of these. But I would need to find another source of food. Let me see here. Well, I think I can only produce minerals here. So let's colonize this, and maybe revealing that will give me a little bit more info on the universe, and I'll have a better chance of actually achieving my goal. I think I'm just going to do what I want to do here, which is to get this science station established. I'll start up some people here. I'll bring people to this planet. I'll send people to the research station. I'll send minerals to this. I'll send more minerals to this, and yet more minerals to this. So now I'm making 5 science. I think it is per year, which will allow me to get more technologies. And it's important to get this up and running early into the game. Now the big thing is I just need to feed this planet with food. So I have to figure out where I'm going to get food. I think what I need to do here is to get some water to this planet to produce a bit more minerals, and then I can get a robot or something and use a robot to make food here to feed this planet alongside maybe some algae or something. But I think that's a reasonable thing to do. So how am I going to get water there is the real big question. Well, if I get people here, I can get water to here. Not allowed now, huh? Oh, I had like a storyline pop up telling me about my empire size. So as my empire gets bigger, I'm going to actually pay maintenance costs, which is a pretty big deal. Also, I can actually unlock tech right now. I've got 5 tech in the thing here. Planets on mineral planets produce a additional mineral and yield 30% more income. Hydroponic farms on arid and desert planets, so we can turn robots into food. Or tourist resorts on Earth-like jungle and ocean planets, which allows us to turn people into money. I like the idea of deep drilling here. That actually opens up me a lot of options here, so I'm going to invent that. And that will also complete my mission with the Bakar. So we have new options for them. And now we also have like a ton of minerals around my world to open up options. So the extra mineral here, well, that kind of makes things a little bit awkward for me. But I can do this. So this planet is successful. I'll need to get population to this world somehow, but that's going to be a bit of a problem. This planet now is going to sort of be a drain on my economy until I can figure out how to get what I want from it. Yeah, I think I do this. I think I bring in minerals here, and then I bring in robots here, and then I'll figure out how to get algae here later. So let's do this. We'll drive here, we'll drive here, and then we'll drive here. And then this gives me a population to use later. I can also pop this asteroid for money. I'm not going to do that unless I'm really struggling. Tech-wise, I can pick a new thing. Having farms on hydroponic worlds opens up options. I don't think I like the tourist resort thing, so I'm going to go with hydroponics. Although that said, do I have a jungle world? No, I don't. So how do I upgrade this? I need to bring goods here. Well, it's going to be very hard to get goods. I think my main goal right now should be to make people. So I expanded here just to kind of give me a bit more reach over here and hope that finding new planets will make my life easier. I just need to get a robot here. There's kind of a danger in expanding a little bit blindly like that, in that it cannot work out great. So I can produce robots here, but I can't get them to this planet. That's really unfortunate. This planet will just be forever a drain on my economy now, because I'll never be able to solve its problems. I've got a little bit of a loop going on here. So if I use food to produce people here, I can use people, let me see, what was it again? I can use people to produce robots here, and then I can use robots to produce algae and food and water here, and then I can use algae to produce food, and this creates like a stable loop that I might be able to expand my empire off of. So let's start expanding this stable loop, and we actually made we got a new task set available. So let's have a look here. Get one more ocean planet to successful. Discover 15 new planets. So I'll get 60 credits, 2 science, and 8 reputation. Or get 2 more food producing planets to successful. I think I'm gonna go for discover new planets and more ocean planets, maybe? No, I'll go for a food producing planet to successful, maybe. That seems like it might be a little bit easier. Let's take those tasks. And I was in the middle of this whole loop that I was doing. So I've basically created like a stable loop of my empire here. And we can get a new tech here. Xenofoods, for 15 credits, we can create a food processor that turns algae or water into viable, if not very tasty, food. So that's useful. We have wave augmentation, which increases the range of my slipways. I haven't been having problem with my slipway range, or we can exploit asteroids for extra money. I like the idea of maybe xenofoods. I'm going to hold on to my tech right now, although I do need to take 1 tech here to get to the next tier. So what if I were to just take a cheap one? Hydroponic farms? That just gives me more options. So I'm just going to invent hydroponics farms for now, and then I might be able to look at some of these things here, like reduces the cost of building slipways, it gives me weather manipulation, controlling whether to bring planets that are too hot or 1 step closer to an ideal Earth-like world. Okay, cool. And then we have the trade hub, can consume any resource except people. When connected with 3 or more different resources, it produces credits and happiness. Now, Trade League might be super helpful here because I have some surplus resources in the local area that I might be able to use up by just pumping those surplus resources in. Like if I put robots, food, and minerals into a trade thing in here, that would be super great. It would generate me happiness and money. So we got ourselves a stable loop. We have 2 unhappy planets, which kind of sucks. And our goal is to get this planet up to level 3. So we need to do 2 import and 2 export routes. So we'll need to get water in here if we can. Now, it may not be possible to get that water, so we can get people here to generate water, and then we need to use that food on something. So that is the hard part, is finding somewhere I can send that food. Damn it. Please be a food planet. It's an asteroid. That really sucks. I'm not going to be able to get this to level 4, which I really want. See, what about this planet? Could I get you to successful? It requires at least 2 export routes. Anywhere that imports food. You know what? I think it's mildly possible over here. I don't have any minerals to feed this planet though. Do I just deal with an unhappy world? Ooh, I could make a new Earth-like planet over here by exporting food. Yes, perfect. So boom, that is a planet. Now we've got another food planet up to successful, which is I think the highest level for some planets. The prosperity level means that it's actually generating happiness for me, right? Yeah, I think unhappy planets lose you happiness. Now this planet right here has a resource problem that I super need to fix. Like I just need to find some way to get population to this world, and it may actually have to be doing something terrible like this. This is objectively bad, but it means it delays my resource shortage problem a bit and will give me a bit more time on this, because the unhappiness in here is pretty bad. -8 unhappiness. Our empire is now established, so our plants are costing us 2 credits per year, which is a lot. It's a lot of credits. But we did establish a new branch of our empire over here, so I'm wondering if maybe a little bit of scanning over here will be fruitful, especially in trying to finish the Bakar mission. Now, I'll admit, right, I'm pretty new to this game, so I'm going to make mistakes. So I'm not entirely worried about that. Where can I get goods in here is my question. I don't think I can. I don't think there's a planet producing goods here. All right, nice. Task complete. We get a little bit of science. Speaking of science, we're right on the cusp of maybe picking up a new technology. Well, I have a lot of population over here, so that works in my favor. So I don't think I'm ever going to be able to upgrade this planet. So I may just be looking for maybe setting up a science base here to get even more tech. I'm only 10 years in, which is about 40% of the way through the game, so getting a bit of extra tech would be cool. Is there anything I could produce in abundance that is not minerals? Because you can only research one thing once. I hope that made sense. Basically, I can only ever have 1 research station dedicated to ore. There's a decent amount of water around here. Like if I were to set up a station here, you could give it water, you could give it water, and you could give it water, and each of those would take population. The problem is I would need to get population to the research station as well, which is the hard part of what I'm trying to achieve here. I think I'm gonna research xenofoods just so I can learn how it works. See, if I go to... let me see, algae world. Oh, I see. A food processor is like a building I can produce. Ah, okay. So that's interesting. So that gives me options for generating food, which is cool. It's part of the learning process, you know? So just figuring out what things actually do. There isn't really a good way to produce extra food. Actually, I can use this to turn food. I can't draw between these, can I? Damn it, that's obstructed. I would love to be able to connect these plants together because I could produce more people, which would open up options for me. I can feel a plan formulating here. Because I have food processors, I can do something pretty interesting here. I could use people from this planet to produce slimy boys, whatever that is. Then I could use a food processor to produce food to go here. If I put the food processor somewhere here. And then I could use the problem is I don't get minerals to this planet. I have to get minerals to here somehow, or else this planet will just be forever unhappy. But if I were to get a nanotech factory up, and then get another nanotech factory up, and then maybe look for something in here to provide things, I could do another research. I really want to get my research up. That's kind of my goal right now. I guess I could use these food processors to maybe generate food and use food as research, which actually doesn't really get this planet up to successful, but it does make things work a little bit better for me. So what if I were to do this? I were to colonize this world to produce bacteria, and then before I feed it, I want to do a little scan. And then I feed this world, and now it produces biomass, right? I'm going to exploit that asteroid. Still got one population left over here. Wish I could get goods to it. It would be nice to make this into a successful world, have a lot more pop. Ooh, actually, I see a stable loop here. Although this kind of causes me an issue. So if I send population to here, oh, it's out of range. Damn it. Well, I can use robots from here to produce goods, send goods to this planet. Now we've got a successful planet and a new tech. I think I want slipway range, so I'll have to wait for wave augmentation. So these need to be connected like this, which unfortunately isolates this crappy little planet here, which sucks. Because I was planning on using this with a food processor and stuff to make a tech loop with this food planet, but I guess I just have to accept that that's not going to happen now. Although, actually... what if I were to create robots here, send population to it, send those robots to here? Now this produces extra algae and water. All right, plan is formulating. I can make a crappy little research station in here and study robots like this. Not amazing, but it does make this planet successful. Oh, if you get prosperous, has trade with 3 other planets that are successful or better. Requires a total of 6 imports and exports. Oh wow, that's incredible. Now I'm making a little bit more science per turn, and I'll be able to get wave augmentation to close this loop. Although, this planet needs... I don't have the population to feed this anymore, so this planet's gonna actually kind of get worse for a while. I didn't think about that, did I? Didn't think about using up that population there, did I? No, I did not. Well, at the very least, this opens up food research in this area now. Because if I put down a food processor, let's say it's right here, I send algae to it, and I set up a lab here. Oh, you know what? Oops. I can actually undo my moves, which is helpful. Because I actually need to get a population to my lab. That's really screwing me, actually. The lack of population. I wish I could undo all this that I did. That 3 science isn't worth it. I could get another population over here, which will allow me to produce more of this. No, I think we just start investigating new loops. Let's unlock weather control, because that's gonna give me some options here. Now, how do I do weather control? So I can turn it into an arid world. All right, so what do arid worlds do? I need to like find an arid world. So arid worlds can produce food and people, whereas desert worlds can only produce food. So arid worlds are actually slightly better. Okay, so I can then use water and food to make people. Now, I needed people over here. So if I turn this into an arid world, right, I'm thinking, well, let's just do this, right? This is now an arid world, which basically means I spent a bit of money to get a new option on this planet, which is really damn cool. If I can get water and food here, I need to know what Earth-like planets do. Is this always just a straight upgrade? Let's have a look, right? I need to find like 2 swamp worlds that I can investigate this change. Oh! Hang on, I have this really, really crappy ice ball planet that I can upgrade to an Arctic world, which means with algae and food, I can produce people. Oh, this opens up options. Oh my god, terraforming is amazing. So boom, 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 boom. We close the loop, we fix some of our happiness problems. I put water in here, boom. Upgrade this planet to successful, completing my task, getting me tons of science, getting me tons of money. Awesome. This game is so satisfying. Get 1 more ocean planet to successful. Increase the total production of food by 10. Increasing the production of my food will be easy, so I'm going to take that one. And then I'll try for an ocean planet too. So food production now here. I have the option turning this into food, and then I have a spare population here. I wish I could move my planets. If I could just move this planet like to here, I could link this planet up to this one and get even more population. But I could do something interesting here with a food processor. I can pop a food processor probably like somewhere nice and out of the way. Create food, then put a laboratory here. Why isn't this working? Am I already studying food? Can I not study food? Oh, food is one of the only resources you can't actually study. Ah, gotcha. Right. Well, let's just undo a few of those moves then. See, this is the process of learning, right? You figure out what's allowed and what isn't, and what you can and can't do. Oh man, I need to like, I want to know the options. Like, I wish I could get like a planetary preview of upgrading to an Earth-like, because I don't know what Earth-like looks like. I'm gonna make a gamble here and produce robots on this scavenger world. I'd see if that like opens up like some knowledge of the universe that maybe is useful to me. I have another ice ball. Like, I have 2 ice balls I can convert, and I believe I can use ice balls to produce people and stuff like that. So I need somewhere I can produce robots, or rather I need somewhere I can use robots. And interestingly enough, if I drag this to here, boom, I now have 2 robots here. I could use robots to produce food and water, and I know for a fact I can turn this into an Arctic world. And Arctic worlds use, I think it's algae and water or something. Let me turn this into Arctic. What does that do again? It's food. Never mind. But yeah, I could produce food here using algae and robots, which I can get algae here. So I could use both of these robots to make a little loop. Oh yeah, I forgot. I could just undo. I can like, what does this swamp world do? So people, food, and water. I upgrade it. It's people, food, and algae and water. Oh, is that better? I don't know, but being able to undo actually opens up options. I do really wish there was like a tooltip that just showed me what the difference was. Like I said, I'd like to set up more science. That would be neat. Can I do something more with this Earth-like planet? Let's see. Well, if I were to make population and send it to this planet like this, I could then use a food processor to produce food. Why isn't that working? I would do something like this. And then I have a small planetary loop with 2 free population. And I don't know what to do with that free population, but this is now a successful world. I don't know if that's what I want to do. It's getting harder to make decisions. I'm not going to lie, because the problem is I just have so many possibilities that it's really, really tough to actually choose one. All right, I got a ton of technology here. A new connection type, the hyperlane. Okay. Hyperlane ships can go around slipways and planets, letting you make connections that would otherwise be impossible. They're high upkeep and limited range. Oh, okay. Reactionless drive, so there lowers their upkeep and increases their jump range. I like the idea of hyperlines. The slip relay lets you connect planets that you cannot connect. Oh, so this is a building that allows me to build relays around worlds. That's pretty interesting. Self-sustaining ecosystem. This is the habitat. Efficient way to settle population without having to rely on habitable planets. So this turns food into population, which works really well with our current food processors. So we could, I'm kind of wishing I'd unlocked xenotourism, because that would work really well, although then I wouldn't have all these other benefits. So it's hard to know. Drillbots, drilling platform, which allows you to turn robots into minerals. But the problem is I don't have a surplus of robots. Being able to build robots on ice balls doesn't really help me. I do have to get something. I have to pick up something here. Terraforming drones reduces the time taken for a planet type changes by 1 month. Reduces the cost. I think I like the idea of reducing the cost here. Ooh, I can turn any planet into a perfect Earth-like world. Yeah, let's start inventing that. And then the next one is biome reconstruction, which is a tier 4. I think I'm going to get the trade hub, because that's a way for me to recover my happiness with surplus goods. If I have like 3 goods lying around, I can just slap them into a trade hub, which will make me money and happiness, which kind of makes up for the fact that maybe my empire is a little bit inefficient in some ways. Like over here, for example, I have essentially 3 goods sitting around. I have robots, I have food, and I have algae. And so if I put a trade hub in here and slapped all those together, that would actually give me a positive happiness outcome. Now the question is, do I have a use for that algae over here? I could theoretically produce food with that algae. I don't have a use for this food. That for sure needs to get yoked. I could do a similar thing here if I put a trade league here. I don't have a use for robots. I do theoretically. Okay, my problem is I have uses for some of these goods. Let's follow this train of logic. Let's say hypothetically, I set up an algae farm here. What could I use that food for? Not a lot, to be honest. Well, actually, there is a stable loop here. So I could produce population with that food, right? Then I could use that population to produce robots, and then use robots to... Oh no, that needs minerals. I would need a slipway relay or something. Damn it. All right, so that's less good. Oh, sorry, wait, no. I'm dumb. So yeah, we would produce algae, then we would use we would use food to produce this. Then we would use population to produce robots. sorry, not robots, population to produce minerals, and then minerals to produce nanotech factory, and then we have a stable loop. So I think we do the stable loop here. A stable loop is basically just a set of planets that don't negatively affect your outputs. So there, look, we made a stable loop from building off of this. So how do I get this successful? If I get this planet to successful, which requires 2 import routes and 2 export routes, this planet will become prosperous, which would be a huge boost in my score and stuff like that, because there is a time limit and we are getting close to it. Now, I also need to think about getting an ocean world to successful, because I have a mission for that. But right now I'm mostly just, you know, kind of just memeing along. Yeah, I need to start getting my happiness up as I head towards the end of the game, because happiness basically works like a score multiplier. All of these score points that I build up over the course of the game from colonizing and building successful planets and prosperous planets will sort of get multiplied in the end by my happiness. You get nearly 4 times as much score for a prosperous planet that you do for a regular planet, so it seems pretty important to me to get that going. I'm pretty sure I don't have a use for all 3 of these resources in the local area. Well, theoretically I could make goods, but I have nowhere to send those goods. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pop this asteroid, place down a trade hub, and then immediately just send 3 types of goods to it, and then that will produce me a little bit of surplus, a little bit of happiness, a little bit of coinage. And sure enough, that took up a few turns, but I think that was worthwhile. The only thing is I can't send people to this world to like improve it. Could I actually have built this outside here and also sent water? Hang on, I think I could have done that. Let me just cancel this. And instead, if I put my trade platform like there, why did I make this terrible planet? Well, this thing is just gonna be unhappy forever. Unemployed, it has resource shortages, just be unhappy forever. I'm sorry. That planet was a mistake. Listen, not everything I do is gonna be perfect. So if I link up all of these, instead now, I get 3 credits per minute, or level 3 production and a +1 happiness, which is a slightly better arrangement, I think. And that's good. I need that money because I'm about to hit the next empire size, which means the income strain on my empire is becoming a big burden. The potential for this game is actually incredible. I really like this game. It has it's basically what I want from what it is. I just want like a really satisfying management experience, and it 100% delivers. So if I turn this into an ice ball, what could I use? I could use robots to produce water, all right, and then I could produce robots here somehow. I could bring minerals in, and then what do I do with the water? That's the hard thing. But I mean, this would give me a stable loop to maybe explore more and find more things. Although I have a ton of planets down here, and over here I haven't really used up my potential either. I mostly got a science base here and then pretended it didn't exist. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, lava, mineral, lava, ice ball, and desert planets. Do I have an ice ball nearby? I do. Can I get robots to it? I can, kind of. This is tough. See, this is... I'm getting to the point now where I'm struggling. I'm like, oh man, do I do this? Do I do that? Oh no, what do I do here? Oh, you know what? In theory, I can't connect that without a tech. I would need like hyperlanes or slipway junctions or whatever. Oh, late game tech. Biome reconstruction. So this is the final tier that allows me to turn any planet into an Earth-like planet. The cool thing is now, I believe, converting planets, terraforming them doesn't take a month, which basically gives me more time to earn score, because every month that goes by, you know, I get closer to the end of the game. I've got 8 years of gameplay left, basically. So that's ubiquitous network, which reduces my administration cost by 35%. Void synthesis. So this can basically create a material and send it to another planet. That's really, really damn cool. Let's see, post-scarcity, establish 6 import routes to a prosperous planet to upgrade it to legendary and increase its trade income by 50%. Everlasting monoliths, a testament to the glory of our culture. It needs 2 units of minerals to get completed. Once completed, gives you 1% happiness plus an additional 1% happiness for each prosperous planet connected to it. Ooh. And then we have the Elysium project. Adds a need for basic resources to a population-producing planet. When all of those needs are fulfilled, the planet upgrades to legendary and generates +2. What is that? Is that score? I have no idea what that resource it's going to produce is. I'm just going to gamble on producing robots again out here. Do a bit of scanning. New technology available. All right. Let's have a look. Maybe the hyperlane. You just invented a technology. While dragging it, you now press right mouse button or space to toggle the connection type. Ah, okay. So I see. So this means now that, like, for example, this planet, if I right click, and it has a pretty good range, the hyperlane jump. So it allows me to basically jump over my previous connections. Well, that's handy because this planet has unemployment and unhappiness. So if I could get something to it, or even a planet that previously couldn't connect here. Oh, that's interesting. I like this because that means now I can actually do something like this. Okay, if I upgrade this ice ball to this, no, never mind, undo. Because now in theory, if I can get robots to this planet, I can get goods by right-clicking to this planet, upgrade it to a higher population world. Okay, and then I can finally figure out what's in this forebearer rune, which is like a kind of almost like a goodie hut that unlocks like big time things. The station stores some of the forefathers' historical artifacts and records. The records are unreadable. Maybe the artifacts can be of some use. So I can get just raw science. I can turn population into happiness, or I can sell them. I don't need the goods, so I think I'm just going to turn that into happiness. Now that needs more people, and I've also got a planet here that's pretty unhappy. So I reckon I need to get minerals. I need to get minerals over to this forge world. I didn't really think this through. I'm kind of in the... Can I connect you? Just... It's a good bit out of range. Never mind. What if I just undid? I think I'm just going to leave this for now. I got to figure out how to get robots here. Unironically, if I could get water... Oh, it's out of range. Damn it. I was going to say, I could probably slipway. It's also out of range. Now, the range on that is very, very limited. But I can maybe do this. Hyperlane from here to here, which will give the city a little bit of food, which will make resource shortages a little bit worse here, but also upgrade this because it has another trade route. Oh man, this game is getting too complicated for me now. So I need to like upgrade one of these planets to successful. One of the ones that is connected to this, and then that will make this into a prosperous world. So let's have a look at you. You need water. How do I get water to you? Well, if I can get population to here, I can get water. So if I connect you and you, right? And then I can connect water to you. Boom. Now this planet is prosperous. Awesome. So what about you? You need 3 or more planets that are also prosperous. Let's have a look at you. What is your problem? You need another import route of population. So if I were to use food, do I have like a spare resource nearby that I can turn into food? I actually don't. Oh, wait. I actually do. Aha. I would need population. I need to get people from somewhere. I don't have that option because I need people. Hang on. A plan is formulating. If I use people to produce algae here, and then I use algae to produce food, no, that won't work, will it? So here's the thing. Can I upgrade you, right? So what you need is people, right? This planet needs people from somewhere. I can get people from here, which means I need to get food to this planet. I can get food from here. I can get robots from here. Problem is, I can't get minerals over here, and I've already got some pretty unhappy planets. Oh, I've got like a little bug here. This is my first bug I've seen. Cool. It's like a little ghost of me trying to connect things. Weird. So I don't think I'm going to be able to upgrade this planet. What about you? If I could get minerals or... Oh yeah, here we go. That's it. Boom. Upgrade that. Oh, no. I need to get this. Well, here's the question. I can't get minerals there without upgrading my slip space array. But would it still be worth it to upgrade this planet and take the happiness negative? Because I could eventually maybe get that over there. Yeah, I could. It will be an eventually thing. I'd have to get more science if I was going to do that. I'm studying minerals. I'm studying robots. I'm studying water. So the only things left I'm not studying are moss and electronics. So where could I produce algae, rather? Algae, it's not moss. And maybe, is there a way to make this into a prosperous union? Ooh, there is actually, because if I make this into a population-producing world, I could send minerals from this planet, make food from this water using a food processor. Yeah, I like this. So I'm thinking, oh no, I already made an... Oh, right, it's food I want to produce to get this mission. Well, you know what? I'm going to do this anyway, because I just like this plan, and it gives me an option to maybe expand and make better planets. I still don't know what to do with this. I'm just going to get science. I'm just going to grab science out of this, because it means that's like half a year or more of science, which means I can pick up another tech a little bit sooner. Hypership upkeep would be good. I want those stable jumps. I want to be able to jump further, connect up more planets, even if it's expensive. So now I have a bunch of population here, and I can actually use population to produce things here. Boom. Getting habitats would be cool, because let me turn food into people. But I can't really turn people into something super useful in most cases. I don't know. I feel like my brain isn't big enough to like do this game. So this thing needs extra water. Let me see. Can I get any of these guys up to prosperous? You're only connected to 2 planets. So it has to trade. It actually needs to trade with planets that are prosperous or better. That's unfortunate because I don't think I can make that happen. Although, in theory, I've got a plan here. So I could upgrade this to a prosperous world if I were to build a food processor, link it up with a habitat, okay? And a food processor like this. If I could just get this to play nice with me. Boom, boom, boom. Now that's a legendary planet, which is cool. It's like a little... I know, like a little production line here. That was very expensive, but it did get me a legendary planet, which I think is how you're supposed to use these things, is to just try to make things as good as you possibly can. You need to trade with another successful planet. So can I upgrade you? You want water. So how do I get water to you? There isn't really a good way for me to get water to you, unfortunately. That means it's unlikely. It's unlikely I'll make you better. I can send robots somewhere. At the very least, I can send robots here. I'd need to get circuits here to get it to level 3 and have a bunch of planets consuming goods, which I don't have right now. now. Oh, actually, this thing can consume goods. Oh, wait, this can consume goods. Hang on. There's a plan formulating here. So if I were to set this up, okay, boom, connect here, send a good here. The only thing I'm missing now is this. And I can create circuits like this, connect that there. Ah, slip space is getting crowded. Okay, my stuff is getting hard to construct. Oh, okay, things are getting crowded. All right, cool. But that whole chain of moves here, what I did was I sent a population from here to this planet to produce this. I sent a robot from here to produce goods. I sent a good to here to produce another population. So that I'm like, oh man, the complexity of what you can do with this game is just brilliant. And now I need to use a good. So I think if I could find algae, I can turn it into people. And if I can turn it into people, I can turn it into... If I can create food here somehow, I can use this good. That's the thing. And then that will give me another legendary planet. Okay, I need to sort out shortages, actually, because there's a few planets here that are just like really, really bad. Because I'm losing lots of score. You know what? Screw it. Those planets can starve. Now here's the thing. I could click this button, food processors make additional food, and then that actually potentially opens up upgrading some memes. You need water, 2 import routes. Actually, yes. So if I were to take this, redigestion, now I have an extra food. Can you very gently get to here? Okay, so if I make another habitat, like right there, I send food to it, I send population to here, then I have a bunch of water, I send goods to this. Declining tasks. When you get new tasks the last 5 years run, the rules change a little. You can accept just a single class or decline to do anything. Don't ever extend it. Unfinished tasks cost you points at the end of your run. Okay. New tasks available. So I can either choose to do these tasks or I can choose not to do them. Get 1 more mineral producing planet to prosperous, or increase the number of prosperous planets by 4. I have just 28 months remaining in the game. So I'm going to decline all tasks because I think that will hurt my score. But I've done something really interesting here. I've made a very successful planet, and now I can send goods to here. Boom. Now this is also a successful planet, which means you should be better. If I can get you water, that's all I need. And I can send you water from here. Boom. Now you're successful. And then I have robots to send somewhere. I mean, I've nowhere to send them except maybe over here, but this already has robots. Oh man, this is like chaotic here, but this is like the kind of energy I really want from this game. It's just like a bit of madness going on here. I need to send water. So you're at your max level. I've got a spare population here. I've nowhere to send that. You need water. What if I were to connect you to here? And then I just need to export this bot somewhere. Does this count? No, it doesn't. So unless I were to make a new trade hub, which is probably the best thing to do, if I just set up a trade hub here, send that out, you instantly become prosperous. And then unless I have a use for these goods, I may as well also send them here and get a little bit of extra money and happiness. Awesome. Let's unlock... I think hyperlane upkeep would be good. Only 20 months left, so I've only got a few actions. But I have a ton of prosperous planets now, which is making my score look really nice. In fact, we're doing it. The score is looking good. I wish I could sort out these resource shortages. Drilling platforms here solves me a couple of resource shortages. So if I take a drilling platform, this will produce minerals, this will produce robots. I connect these two. Boom, I have surplus robots. I send to here. I take care of a bunch of my negative supply problems, and then I can probably do something similar here because I can produce. Yeah. Okay. I can use this to produce minerals. I can use, oh wait, I don't have a way to produce robots. That's my issue over here. So I can't get robots to this planet. Please tell me you're in range. Damn it. Well, I guess you're just going to be a drain on my happiness. But I did get my happiness up. My empire is now a colossal size. I've got 12 months until the end of the year, so it's very unlikely I'm going to get to the next size. I reckon this is the score we've locked in. So if I can get maybe 1 more planet up to prosperous, I reckon we've hit a pretty good score here. So here's a plan. I want to try to upgrade this planet, so that will need another population import. So how's about I colonize this to produce water, like so. I use that water to produce food. I use that food to produce population. I send population here, and boom, we upgrade the planet. This is the kind of like chains of production I really like. And my only problem is I have no way to make goods over here. Do I? Yeah, not really. I reckon there's only 1 month left in the game, and I just barely shy of this, which really sucks. I was so close to a 4-star run. But hey, you know what? I had a blast playing. All right, nice. There's our run complete. We did pretty reasonable. We got 3 stars. I'm happy with that. It was like my very first game. I'm happy that I'm kind of figuring out the things. I think I played a little bit inefficiently, but we picked up a ton of stuff. And you know what? I'm gonna make a screenshot and post that on Twitter. Let's take that. Boom. Pictures folder. I don't know where that pictures folder is, but I love you all very much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.